the sequel, SEA. Well, this is Captain John Barron, and it's a mob theme.
It's a mob.
Underwater
mob. That's why it's the Godfather instead of the Godfather. And John has been captain 15 years. Other than Ted Kudra, he's the longest running captain in string band. It's hard to believe.
And let's meet John. Let's meet the captain.
My name's John Barron. I'm the captain of the 10-time champion of the Philadelphia Monmouth Day Parade, the Hegeman String Band. I know many of you see our final product on New Year's Day, but this hobby is a year-long commitment. So with that said, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank our officers and members, and especially all the families of the Hegeman String Band for allowing all of us to make New Year's Day possible. Have a great parade day and an awesome New Year.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John, and good luck out there as well. And wow, we already see one of the huge digital screens coming into play right now as a backdrop. Hegeman has traditionally prided itself in being on the cutting edge of rules or cutting edge of innovation, whichever interpretation you want to have. And you'll notice that more and more of the bands are, in essence, creating stages, permanent stages that are out there for them for the length of their performance. A lot of times it's simply setting the boundaries of the scene, framing it, if you will, creating a picture frame for what they're doing. Others will actually move a lot within there, and Hegeman last year, if you recall, actually brought a stage out. They still kind of liked that idea, but felt it didn't quite work best for them in the venue and the way it was carried through. But they do believe that they've come up with something new this year about how they're going to approach this underwater effect and image. Now, timing's very important in all this. I always see something in history and anniversaries that's interesting. Do you know, Jake, that I mentioned that 30 years ago, Polish-American took first prize with Dr. High-Tech and the Robot Rabbit? Well, in 1966, South Philadelphia String Band took first prize. 10 years ago, Woodland did a robot theme, which is different. They didn't take first prize then. 20 years ago, Furco won with Furco Plays the Palace.
That's right.
Yeah, I guess you're a fan of that theme, right? You thought
that was a great theme.
So we still have Furco ahead. South Philadelphia obviously did very, very well, so we'll see how that figures in. They also have an advantage, South Philadelphia, of not going up quite as early as they had the last few years.
That's right.
So the judges had already recalibrated before they got to South Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think that helps the band, and particularly since some of the strongest bands have already gone up. You want to go up after those bands so you can show the judges that you're at least as good as they are, maybe better.
We still have strong crowds here in the area, even though it's getting a little chillier. The sun going down. Again, we're at 15th and Market. This is where the parade actually begins this year and last year. Last year was the first year of this new route. And then from here, they drop the props, at least the string bands do, and they proceed as a band down around the south side of City Hall, get to Broad Street and go down to the viewing area at Carpenter with another viewing area in between, around the Union League. And each way along the way, the city's trying to provide more amenities and make it more fun for people who want to come to the parade. You can tell, you've probably seen and heard imagery around us here. There are people that are just having a great time, even while they wait for the bands to set up. Now, Hegeman is moving into here.
The sequel. Here's a fishy underwater gangster movie set in a coral reef in the 1920s at the Clouds Casino. Meet Captain John Barron.
Interesting how they're facing. They're not facing the judges as they start. Do you notice that?
Yeah, absolutely. They do more creative things than any other band. Here's a perfect example. Facing sideways.
This is a band that really does march to its own drummer.
Well, they certainly do.
Yeah, literally, I suppose. but they really did.
Well, they do much their own drumming. They don't use anyone else's drumming.
Here we go. Hegeman String Band, The Godfather, the sequel, and Captain John Barrett.
once again,
Captain John Barron.
they really are. First of all, the captain was not on in the show at all for the last 20 seconds. He was only on the video board.
As he was captured in the net.
Captured in the net. So no one's ever tried that before. He started out as a lionfish, and then became the Godfather. There was only 1 minute of fish music, and then after that, all the music was 1920s.
Well, it's interesting. The storyline is a guy goes and he's fishing and drops a line in, and then you go underwater. And I think they did a great job with the music at the beginning of making it sound like it was underwater.
Yeah.
And as if you were in a school of fish and moving about. And then you start to see that there's this mob part underwater. And at the end, what transpires is that the guy who was fishing his net, it turns out the guy who was fishing was a law enforcement officer, caught the mob part. That makes sense?
Yeah, well, I mean, Hegeman does things that are so unusual. You know, when they did that Beatles swing a few years back when they went from black and white to color, then they had the wonderful TV backdrop with the home, whatever they call it, household habit. And then last year, the light show with the immortal Utopia. No band is as creative as Hegeman, that's for certain. Whether they win, who knows? But they are a very creative band.
All right, well, more of the 2016 Sugar House Casino Bummers Parade yet to come. And I see Jane Barron out there. Good to see Jane. Hey, John. Good job.